So verse 32 is where I left off. It says, and stretch thine hand unto the poor, and that thy blessing may be perfected. So, we're perfecting our blessing right now as we do these videos, as we go to camp, because we're stretching our hand to the poor. Who's the poor? It's the men that need to be learn this truth, in its entirety, and learn, hearken and start teaching, this you're perfecting your blessing by teaching this truth. A gift hath grace in the sight of every man living, for the dead detain it not. Fail not to be with them that weep, and mourn with them that mourn. Right. So who's weeping right now? Who's mourning right now? It's your brethren, Fail not to be with them, We're mourning because we want the kingdom, We're not all these heathen, these 2/3. They're all happy to be in Babylon, and they want to pray for the COVID to go away so that they can go back to their normal lives and go back to their bullshit, their heathen and all their, all their filthiness, They want to go back to the gym so they can lust after another man's wife. They want to, they want to go back to the restaurants. They want to go back to the workplace where they can commit their adultery, But the elect men, we're mourning the fact that we're not in the kingdom, We're out there weeping. We're crying aloud, right? We're going against the grain here, Same thing Yahushua was doing. He was going against the grain, Verse 35. Be not slow to visit the sick, for that shall make thee to be beloved. And really, this one can go both ways, whether it's spiritually sick or physically sick. Because, I know for a fact that, you go visit somebody who's dying and their loved ones witness, because people are carnal, They, you go visit somebody who's about to die, and their family sees you do that, and all of a sudden you're beloved, They appreciate that, And this, dealing with spiritually sick, we shouldn't be slow to visit the spiritually sick, which are the Israelites, our people. Because they're sick, man. They don't know any of the truth. They don't have knowledge of the truth. They have a zeal, but not according to knowledge. So they end up being sick and not even knowing it. Verse 36: Whatsoever thou takest in hand, remember the end, and thou shalt never do amiss. You see. Remember the end. It can make you consider, if you know what the prophecy is, that this place is supposed to be destroyed by 200 million missiles, nuclear missiles, then, if you remember that, then, hey, you're probably going to have a better shot of repentance than if you just, you're not prudent, meaning you don't consider the future, The elect, the prophets, are prudent because we consider the future, We're considering, the deliverance. We're considering the missiles. We're considering that the microchip is going to be, enforced, But all these heathen and these 2/3, they're not worried about it. They're walking right into the grave, walking, what they call it, sheep to the slaughter, Let me see if this is it. Yeah, I can't find it. But that's what it is, sheep to the slaughter. These 2/3 and these heathen, But with that, I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Harakakodash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles, great millstone, for teaching us this truth. I also want to acknowledge all the Akiam who are pushing this truth with sincerity, uh, in the streets of Babylon, okay? Shalom to the elect. May you endure to the end. Shalom.